begin getting close to average once we hit Monday of next week. You can always check out your regional forecast any time of the day. Just go to yourcentralvalley.com to check it out. For now, we'll send it back to you.
With the 4th of July comes the cookout and grilling up your favorites like burgers, chicken, say corn on the cob. Well, you might think grilled veggies are a healthy option. Charring them can actually be bad for you. Nutritionists have found that burning or charring food creates compounds called advanced glycosides products. These AGEs are linked to inflammation, which can slow metabolism, and then that can lead to weight gain. But don't worry. As with anything, it's all about moderation. Experts say overall healthy diet, good sleep, and exercise should keep you in shape. Just don't go overdo it today. Tyson Foods making a change to the labels on some of its chicken products. The company says they will drop the no antibiotics ever label. Tyson Foods says it plans to add some antibiotics to its supply chain to protect the chicken's intestinal integrity. Tyson Foods are saying the antibiotics aren't considered important to human health. The labeling change affects all fresh, frozen, and ready-made products that will take effect later this year. And chew on this. Experts say get rid of your gum after 15 minutes. While sugar-free gum can lower the risk of cavities and even tighten up those facial muscles, chewing on it for too long can wear away at tooth enamel. Without enamel, teeth are susceptible to cavities and decay. Sugar-free gums sweetened with xylitol are recommended, as xylitol prevents the growth of harmful bacteria in the mouth. So that's good, just, don't overdo it, as with everything, like we just said with the grilled veggies. Coming up on KC Midday, a migrant education program that is getting students prepared for college success.
You can download and install applications right into your body.
Whenever I'm doing my hair and I drop bobby pins on the floor, it's really handy.
We don't know what the effects are. We know they're not good. Next, Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, today at 4 on KC24.
I got hurt by a speeding driver, and I've got a lot of medical bills. But I can't afford to hire a lawyer. I'm broke as a joke.
We understand. That's why my brother and I decided we'd never charge anything up front to start working on your case.
Not one penny.
I called the Law Brothers after my accident, and they got me $140,000. I got plenty of money now.
Call us. We're the Law Brothers.
Call 559-900-0000 or visit lawbrothers.com.
Lean back and enjoy the summer savings at the Bone Store. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. The more you spend, the more you can save instantly. So furnish an entire room with the most comfortable seating in the world and watch the savings add up. Shop the Bone Store with locations in Fresno and Visalia or at thebonestore.com.
This week is your chance to try any Subway footlong for free, like the Subway Series menu. Just buy any footlong in the app and get one free.
Everyone loves free stuff, Chuck.
Can we get paid in the footlong? Get it before it's gone on the Subway app.
I was stuck. Unresolved depression symptoms were in my way. I needed more from my antidepressant. Vraylar helped give it a lift.
Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant is clinically proven to help relieve overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke, report unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults, report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, as these may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Stomach and sleep issues, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks.
I didn't have to change my treatment. I just gave it a lift.
Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
The secret to me and Ed's, it's these guys right here, the fire brick oven. The bricks in here, they've been seasoned for decades, not years, decades. And that's what gives it that great taste and crunch.
This is KC24 News Midday.
The Office of the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools works to make sure migrant students get the extra support needed to be successful in school. In today's Education Matters, Juanita Stevenson has the latest on a summer program housed at Fresno State and how they're preparing migrant students for higher education.
This
This is the first time many of these students have seen, much less set foot on the Fresno State campus. And being here is having an impact.
This makes me want to go to college. It really wants me to push. It really makes me push myself harder to reach my goals.
They attend middle and high schools from around the Central Valley and are participating in the Office of the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools Summer Migrant Education Program at Fresno State.
The purpose of the program and the reason we bring students here is to, one, expose them to higher education opportunities, a real college life experience.
There is also a learning component.
These students are not fluent with English, so Spanish tends to be their first and primary language. It's something essential that they're going to need for them to be successful.
This is a 2-week program, and coordinators give these students a real college experience. They stay in the dorms, eat in the cafeteria. All the activities are on campus.
The experience has been nice. Sleeping here and waking up at 6 in the morning, having to be ready before breakfast, and having a set routine really keeps you a really nice maintained life.
Organizers want these students to develop a college-going mindset, so they give them information about the application process and financial aid.
A lot of the time,
and won more than $2 billion in settlements. Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
Feel the love. 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 Feel the love.
Ashley Stars and Stripes sale is happening now. Pay 0% interest for 60 months with no minimum purchase. Don't miss instant savings on select items up to $1,000 off. And all veterans and active military will receive 10% off their purchase. Only at Ashley.
Make the show because people like you. It was like magic watching you. What's he gonna do? I don't
know. Disney fans with a lot of extra money will soon be able to own a historic piece of the Disneyland park. A massive private collection of memorabilia is hitting the auction block. Joel McGee has been building his collection of more than 6,000 items for 30 years. He is finally ready to share some of it with the public. The collection includes costumes, posters, life-size vehicles from rides like Dumbo and Peter Pan. It's the largest individually owned Disneyland collection in the entire world. And soon, if you want, you could have a piece of it. I don't know why, but okay. And for anyone trying to score a 4th of July deal, Krispy Kreme customers who are wearing red, white, and blue get a free glazed donut in celebration of Independence Day. Krispy Kreme's also offering the Stars and Stripes dozen, which includes its 3 new flavors: red velvet sparkler, freedom flag, and all-American apple pie. The donuts can be purchased individually or in a custom 4th of July box, or you can go to a locally run donut place. It's probably better. This year's annual Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest was temporarily canceled for the men's competition because of rain and lightning, but now it is back on. It's actually happening right now, but please keep your TVs tuned into us. The favorites going into the show: 15-time men's champion Joey Chestnut and 8-time women's champ Miki Sudo. Sudo did get the opportunity. She competed in the women's competition that happened before the rain came in. She defended her title. She ate 39.5 hot dogs. 2 years ago, Chestnut set the mark by eating 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes, while Sudo ate 48.5 hot dogs the year before. A Jack in the Box location got a Snoop Dogg makeover during the weekend. Take a look at it. A line of people gathered outside Jack in the Box in LA to get a Taste of the Change special collaboration with Rapper Snoop Dogg. For a short time, the location renamed itself Dog in the Box, offering takes on their menu items, including Sizznacks and sides, Dio Double Jack, and more. Coming up on KC Midday, how to keep your pets calm during what is annually one of their most stressful days of the year.
Tune into the third annual From Our House to Yours telethon benefiting the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the Central Valley on July 19th right here on KC24. Your donations will make a difference in the lives of families who have a child receiving life-saving treatment at a nearby hospital.
I'm very grateful to have somewhere to stay at the end of the day.
Throughout the day, we will share family stories of impact about how important it is to support families during their greatest time of need. Text Ronald to 56512 to give a gift to families at the Ronald McDonald House today.
No matter where you work, an injury can happen. And when it does, you need help right away. The insurance company has a team of lawyers to make your case go away. Make sure you have an experienced team to fight back. At Barry Smith & Bartell, we know workers' compensation cases, and we know what it takes to win. Call us now for a free, no-obligation case consultation. Let us put the experience that matters to work for you. Barry Smith & Bartell, bringing justice to injured workers.
KFC's done the math for you, and we have the answer for a great deal on your next meal. It's our 9-piece double mash meal for just $21.99. Start with 9 of the Colonel's world-famous drumsticks and thighs. Add 4 hot home-style biscuits plus 2 large mashed potatoes with gravy, and it all equals a delicious meal everyone will love. Math has never been so easy or appetizing. The answer is KFC's 9-piece double mash meal for just $21.99. It all adds up. Stop by today, only at KFC.
I never wanted to smile because I didn't want people to judge me because I had bad teeth. You try to hold off as long as you can before you actually do something about what's causing the pain. I wish I would have gone to my Highbridge doctor sooner. I instantly felt comfortable when I walked in there. I have never, ever been happier in my life because now I don't have to worry about smiling.
I'm attorney Tom Dunyan. If you've been hurt by a big truck, the big trucking companies may owe you big money, and they don't want to pay. And that's why they have teams of lawyers working against you. Well, you've got a team too.
I'm attorney Connell Dunyan.
And I'm attorney Bridget Dunyan. The Dunyan team will make sure you don't get cheated. Call us. It's just that easy.
Hurt by a big truck? Call 1-877-DUNYAN. DUNNION.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
Did you know your old carpet can be recycled? Central Floor Supply is an authorized care drop-off site, so you can be sure your old flooring finds a new home.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
Local news that matters. This is KC24 News Midday.
Welcome back. I'm Ruben Contreras for Midday Forecast. A lot of sunshine out there this Independence Day. Temperature is still hot, but much cooler compared to the last few days. Take you outside to show you a live picture from our Valley Cam. This one at Eagle Mountain Casino in Porterville this midday. You see blue skies as we look off to the east, and you actually see the foothills and mountains of Tulare County off in the distance. Clear skies this midday. Visibility is looking pretty good. Winds are calm in Porterville, where it is 86 degrees this midday, and our temperatures for this holiday right around 100 degrees. Some valley spots will stay in the upper 90s, but we are closer to average, which is 97 for this time of year. Towards sunset tonight, temperatures will be right around 90 degrees, and there's going to be a breeze at the end of the day into this evening, and that'll cool us off a little bit more tomorrow. We're in the 90s valley-wide, and then for the rest of the week, we're in the low to mid-90s, and it looks like we'll keep that going into this weekend. We'll show you that 7-day forecast in a few minutes. For now, we'll send it back to you.
A new survey says rising expenses are sinking Americans' financial well-being and their ability to cover emergencies. A survey from Lending Club says Americans are losing ground as expenses continue to climb. That affects their ability to withstand a theoretical $400 emergency. Lending Club says the $400 emergency benchmark is outdated. The average emergency expense right now is actually $1,700. And it's becoming more difficult to own a home in the United States, according to a new report from nationwide property data provider ATTOM. Home affordability declined again in the second quarter of the year. This is because increasing prices have made homes less affordable in 98% of all counties, at least ones with data to analyze. That is compared to historical averages. According to ATTOM, OM analysis, a person needs to earn at least $75,000 a year to afford the average home in half of the markets. The cost of attending a California State University could be going up. A recent proposal by school leaders see tuition start to increase fall of 2024 and go up from $6,000 a year to $7,500 a year by 2029. And Fresno State is part of the Cal State system. After the Supreme Court struck down the president's student debt program, 43 million Americans' loan payments will resume in the fall. As Tom Costello reports, there are ways to soften the blow.
After a 3-year payment hiatus during COVID, the clock is ticking down to a potential wallet buster. The Supreme Court decision means borrowers must resume paying off their entire student loans starting October 1st.
I planned on saving for my home, possibly starting a family.
30-year-old Sharon Elliott still has $20,000 in loans. Just married, he and his wife must now put their plans on hold.
My wife also has $53,000 student loans as well, so we're both going to be set back.
With interest rates averaging nearly 5%, experts urge borrowers to make more than the minimum payment.
If you make the minimum payment on your student debt, you're going to be carrying that debt for a very long time.
The average student loan, $30,000. Now the Biden administration is developing a slow repayment on-ramp. Borrowers who can't make a payment for the first 12 months would not be penalized. And a plan called SAVE, an income-driven repayment program, would cut the minimum monthly payments in half, from 10% of discretionary income to 5%. After 10 years of payments, loans of $12,000 or less would be forgiven.
It's good for the economy. It's good for the country. It's going to be good for you.
Meanwhile, public service workers, including first responders, nurses, and teachers, might also qualify for loan forgiveness.
There are affordable ways to pursue college degrees, and in many professions and in many occupations, you absolutely do need those. You need those credentials to be able to pursue those careers.
College enrollment is actually dropping with fewer students and higher tuition. Financial advisors say in-state schools and two-year community colleges can help make that degree much more affordable.
Gun violence broke out over the weekend in cities big and small. Now law enforcement is bracing for the 4th of July holiday, which in the past has been plagued by shootings. NBC's Drew Petrolmo reports from Washington.
The city of Baltimore reeling after gunfire erupts early Sunday morning during a block party. 30 people were shot and 2 victims were killed.
Once again, we won't stop until we find those responsible and hold them accountable.
But the carnage in Baltimore is just one example of gun violence that raged across the U.S. over the holiday weekend. In Wichita, Kansas, 9 people were shot after a gunman opened fire at a nightclub. In Chicago, police say 31 people were shot, with 3 killed over the weekend. This as Highland Park, a Chicago suburb, prepares to mark the solemn 1-year anniversary of the mass shooting at a July 4th parade that left 7 people dead.
I will never not be here and not think about what we went through.
While preliminary numbers show overall gun homicides appear to be coming down from the record highs seen during the height of the pandemic, mass shootings are on the rise. So far this year, there have been 340 mass shootings, continuing an upward trend that started in 2020.
This is a truly heartbreaking reality. Unfortunately, we see this time and time again. A holiday weekend, a weekend period ending in gunfire.
On the eve of Independence Day, there are worries that more violence will come.
I implore everyone to please be safe. Think of those around you and the lives you could potentially impact if you make a wrong choice.
According to the Gun Violence Archive database, over the last decade, there have been more mass shootings on July 4th than any other day of the year. Drew Petrolmo, NBC News, Washington.
4 people were injured in an explosion at a commercial building in Tokyo, Japan. Look at that pretty amazing video. It happened yesterday in the city's business district. The fire broke out in an eatery sitting on the 2nd floor of the building. Police said that eatery's owner reported smelling gas before that blast. He also said the explosion occurred after he lit a cigarette. According to police, the owner confirmed the business had not signed up for gas. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. We have been warning you of illegal fireworks and the dangers, the hefty fines you might get if you have them. But don't forget about the dangers of everyone's favorite handheld fireworks, the sparkler.
They're fun and fascinating to look at, a 4th of July favorite for many children.
But as this demonstration shows, sparklers burn fast and hot.
Sparklers look great, but they're actually extremely dangerous because they do burn at 2,000 degrees, which is as hot as a blowtorch.
New data from the Consumer Product Safety Commission finds sparklers were associated with an estimated 600 emergency department treated injuries last year.
And it is the #1 cause of injury for children under 5 when it comes to fireworks. And some of the burns that we've seen have been horrific. And so it's really important to, keep them out of the hands of children. Any fireworks, but particularly sparklers.
A Mott poll conducted last year shows 63% of parents of children ages 6 to 10 and 38% of parents of children 3 to 5 have celebrations that include sparklers. If you're going to let children use them, experts caution it's critical to teach kids to hold the sparkler an arm's length away. Also, consider a child's age and maturity, including their ability to follow rules. There are ways to keep the spark alive safely so everyone can enjoy the 4th without getting hurt.
Coming up on KC24 Midday, flight cancellations continue to mount up for 4th of July travelers. We're going to run down the delays coming up.
Today, buying drugs is as easy as sending a text. Parents, please talk to your kids about the dangers of fentanyl-laced drugs before it's too late.
KC24 celebrates another Nexstar Founders Day. Every year, we give back to the community, and this year we donated much-needed supplies to Valley Animal Center. Our staff also helped build shelters and walkways, clear out space for more facilities, and even had time to help socialize animals.
I truly cannot thank KC24 enough for coming out and helping us with this project. From the bottom of my heart and the animals' hearts, we thank you guys.
When we celebrate Founders Day, we celebrate our community. KC24, community matters.
I was just crossing the street when that bus failed to stop. The collision broke my leg.
If you've been in an accident and experienced a serious injury, you need an attorney that will help you get what you deserve.
BD&J got me over $9 million for my accident.
Call BD&J.
Loud garage doors sound like bump, 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 bump. Usually customers don't know that their garage doors are loud until we get there and we fix it, and then they're like, wow, this is so much quieter than it used to be. Precision is here to help.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
A tradition of style and savings, Fresno Suit Outlet is your go-to for the 3-suit deal. 3 suits, 3 shirts, 3 ties, 3 belts, 3 pairs of socks, and 3 hankies, all starting at $3.99. Fresno Suit Outlet has your suit from sizes 34 to 74. Our fashion consultants specialize in coordinating the right look for any occasion.
Here at Fresno Suit Outlet, we got the big guys covered and the bigger ones too.
Seriously? Fresno Suit Outlet, Blackstone, just north of Shaw.
It's the final days of Central Valley Honda Dealers' July for Honda sales event. So let's celebrate what brings us together. A fun and fuel-efficient ride from Honda, America's #1 value brand. From the Redwood Forest to the Delta Waters to that secret spot with the juiciest smash burgers you've ever tasted, Honda brings us together. But if you want a tasty deal on a new Honda, you better roll into your Central Valley Honda dealer ASAP, because this sales event ends July 5th. Ask anyone who owns a Honda.
With Long John Silver's $10 shrimp shares, you can enjoy grilled shrimp, hand-battered shrimp, or popcorn shrimp. Your choice for just $10, because now is not the time to scrimp on shrimp. Long John Silver's Fish Share.
Have you ever seen the Drew Barrymore show?
I like it. Yeah! I love to have fun. I love to be silly.
This is the best chat show ever.
The Drew Barrymore Show, today at 2 on KC24. KC24 News is brought to you by the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools. Now, forecaster Ruben Contreras with your local weather authority forecast.
And our temperatures doing okay this midday. We're in the 80s, and yes, that's a little warm, but this is much better than when we had temperatures in the 90s at this point of the day the past several days. So 87 in Fresno, 74 for Sacramento, 92 in Bakersfield. There's a flow of cool air from the coast, fog and low cloud cover. It goes through the passes in Delta, Northern California, impacts the Sacramento Valley, and then the San Joaquin Valley. So that's why Sacramento is much cooler than Fresno and Bakersfield. Could be worse with the heat. Already 102 in Palm Springs and 101 in Phoenix this midday, but even those temperatures are cooler compared to this time yesterday. 84 in Visalia, 89 in Hanford, and 84 for Madera. Compared to 24 hours ago, we are 11 degrees cooler in Madera, 10 degrees cooler in Porterville, and 5 degrees cooler for Hanford. And of course, the North Valley feeling the benefit of the cool down first, but it's really going to impact everybody as we move forward here into the rest of the week, into the following weekend. Winds are calm right now. They're going to be calm for the rest of the morning into early afternoon. Later on in the day, they are going to pick up from the northwest close to 15 miles an hour, and that's going to continue into this evening. That's a nice breeze of another push of cool air that's going to help us out for temperatures for tonight into tomorrow. Quick look outside our Valley Cam powered by Eagle Mountain Casino. This one in Visalia at Cahuilla Health. You can see blue skies as we look off to the northeast as we head up the 198 to Lake Cahuilla. Live picture from Sequoia Parks Conservancy. This is their webcam up in the Tulare County foothills this midday. If you look closely, there are some people with boats and jet skis out into the lake this midday, taking advantage of the pleasant conditions for the holiday. And then here's what it looks like from Giant Forest in Sequoia Kings Canyon National Park. A little hazy as you look down towards the valley floor. This is about 5,000 feet or so. Nothing unusual about that as high pressure builds over us. But that ridge of high pressure moving away from us. It's moving to the south. That's the one that gave us the extreme heat over the weekend. We're getting a couple troughs digging into California, and that pulls in cool air, and that helps us out for our temperatures in the Central Valley. At the same time, it's going to build a bit of a marine layer along the coast, so that's another good sign. We take that cool air from the passes and delta of Northern California, and it settles into the valley. So we are talking about temperatures more seasonal by the end of the week, and maybe even a little below average as we move forward into the weekend. Plus, it's a dry atmosphere for us. Notice the lack of thunderstorm activity. And mid-80s for Bass Lake, mid-80s for Yosemite, 97 in Merced today, 97 for Los Banos, and 98 in Dos Palos. Temperatures tonight are going to be fairly pleasant. Of course, it's still going to be technically hot early on in the evening. So this evening temperatures will be in the upper 80s, then low 80s if you're going to be out past. Maybe a few 80s in the extreme northern portion of the valley Friday into Saturday, and then by Monday we are warming back up to more seasonal conditions. You can always check out your regional forecast any time of the day. Just go to yourcentralvalley.com to check it out. For now, we'll send it back to you.
The New York Times is reporting that tech company Meta is testing a new app called Threads. They say it's going to challenge Twitter. The company teased this new app. It's set to release on Thursday. The Times says that app functions a lot like Twitter. Users are able to follow people they already follow on Instagram. Twitter CEO Elon Musk has made a number of unpopular changes since buying Twitter, and advertising revenue has suffered. From big city walking tours to finding bathrooms on the go, there are some interesting new apps designed for the summer. Here's Rich DeMuro with TechSmart.
Summer is synonymous with travel, and if you're heading to a station, them. Filter by fee, key, or disabled access. The results aren't always perfect, but Flush can be helpful, and it's free on iOS and Android. Curious what the name of that mountain is? Check out Peak Finder. The app identifies over 1 million mountaintops around the world, and it works offline. Just aim to identify. You can even use it in augmented reality mode and save photos with peak names right on top. Peak Finder is available for iOS and Android for a one-time fee of $5. Finally, if you find yourself in a new city, why not use your phone for a self-guided audio walking tour?
Welcome to the historical walking tour.
I used VoiceMap in Austin and was super impressed with the results.
You can either use this time to stretch or jog on the spot if you like. The building in front of you is the Austin City Hall.
They have tours for hundreds of destinations worldwide, mostly produced by local storytellers. Tours cost just several dollars each. Audio highlights are triggered by GPS as you follow a map.
A woman hiking outside of Los Angeles, injured in a remote forest, was able to get to safety, all thanks to her iPhone. NBC's Aaron McLaughlin was able to speak with the woman about this harrowing ordeal, what you need to know and possibly bring if you're thinking about going outdoors.
This remarkable rescue from a remote area of the Los Angeles National Forest made possible
size if it's normal.
On a trail like this one, didn't have cell service, but he did have an iPhone 14, which boasts a new feature, Emergency SOS.
The feature, which is only on the latest iPhone model, can contact first responders, allowing you to let them know what the problem is, where you're located, even how many people you're with. Teenagers had been stranded in Southern California's Santa Paula Canyon. One teen's iPhone sent the SOS message that led rescuers down an hour-and-a-half hike into the canyon, where the group was found safe.
They certainly were not going to get out of there on their own. It's a game changer, frankly.
For a few $100, personal location beacons can send a distress signal to rescuers no matter where you are, and without a subscription fee. Similar products are available from Garmin, and certain Android phones will soon offer satellite communication. Still, for Reyes, it's comforting to know her phone is a lifeline.
It's potentially saved you.
Yes, it was literally the only way that we got communication out for EMS.
While holiday travel is notorious for being a hectic time, some people are running into a different type of travel issue: the wait time to get a new passport. You can now take you at least 13 weeks to get a passport. That's up from 8 to 11 weeks in March. U.S. officials say there is a staffing shortage within the passport agency that's seeing 500,000 new applications every week. Some travelers are becoming so desperate they are flying domestically to smaller cities in hopes of facing shorter wait times while they apply in person. Flight delays and cancellations still plaguing airports across the U.S. this 4th of July holiday. Thousands of travelers still waiting hours, some of them days, for new flights. According to FlightAware, more than 1,500 U.S. flights were delayed or canceled just this week. Part of the problem has been some severe weather in parts of the country. Multiple airlines also blame the FAA for a shortage of air traffic controllers. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the agency plans to hire more staff sometime in the coming months. While we love watching the colorful display of fireworks, our furry friends don't find it too fun at all. The holiday is the busiest time of the year for those in the animal industry. Pets have a tendency to get scared, may run off on the 4th of July. That's why the Animal Care Adoption Supervisor for the Valley Animal Center says it is important to keep your outdoor pets inside. Make sure they are microchipped.
Microchipping and pet tags, IDs, are probably the most key factor into getting your pet home in the event that he does get out.
If your pet escapes, the first thing you should do is create a missing post on social media sites, then contact the Fresno Animal Center and Fresno Humane Animal Services, since the city only holds pets for 3 days. Coming up on KC24 Midday, we're going to take a look at some local 4th of July celebrations, but also how they're ringing in the 4th in Key West. Some big pie.
Get local news that matters and certified accurate forecasts at the new YourCentralValley.com. Now scroll while you watch with quick access to news important to you. Connect with your community with the very latest local stories. KC24 News is always available at YourCentralValley.com.
Toyota's 4th of July sales event is on now. Celebrate your freedom to choose with low 3.99% APR financing on popular models like RAV4 and more. Only at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
A texting driver hit me and put me in the hospital. I know a lawyer can help me, but I can't afford one.
My brother and I decided we'd never charge anything up front to start working on your case. Call us. We're the Law Brothers.
Call now or visit lawbrothers.com.
Hobbytown is back, and we sell fun with something for almost every hobbyist, including trains, games, and puzzles, RC cars, and planes. We've got you covered. Hobbytown on Barstow and Blackstone in Fresno. We sell fun.
Right now, get a free footlong at Subway, like the Subway Series menu. Buy 1 footlong in the app, get 1 free. For free. That's what I'm talking about. Order in the Subway app today.
This summer at the Tachi Palace is gonna be hot in our Summer of Cash series, where we're giving away over $1.5 million in cold hard cash and prizes. For the month of July, we'll draw 15 winners every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Then, a grand prize drawing July 29th, where someone will drive off with 2 2023 Polaris Racers. It's the $1 Million Summer, only at the Tachi Palace Casino Resort. This is 40.
Now through July 31st, get a rate as low as 4.89% APR on new car and truck loans. Or refinance your higher rate loan from another lender. Apply online today at myeecu.org.
It's the GW School Supply Annual Teacher Appreciation Sale. One day only, Wednesday, July 12th. All regular price merchandise is 20% off for everyone. Find something educational and fun. The Annual Teacher Appreciation Sale. Start school with GW School Supply.
Toyota's 4th of July sales event is on. Shop the largest selection of hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and electrified vehicles and get low financing on a fully electric BZ4X plus $2,500 bonus cash. Toyota, let's go places.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by HR Mobile Services.
This is KC24 News Midday.
Florida is now 200 years old. What better way to celebrate than with pie? With about a 13-foot wide pie. The Florida Keys celebrated the bicentennial at Big Pie Community Park beside the Gulf of Mexico in the Lower Keys. Look how big this pie is. It's more than 13 feet in diameter. The creamy dessert was prepared by chefs and features 125 pounds of graham crackers, almost 100 gallons of sweetened condensed milk, and more than 16 gallons of key lime juice. Do you know how small key limes are? That's a lot to get that juice. After its diameter was measured and confirmed, officials served the pie to attendees and intend to have it recognized as the world's largest key lime pie. In 2006, key lime pie was designated as Florida's official pie by the state legislature. I'm a pie over cake guy myself. The California Living Museum in Bakersfield introduced a new fundraiser, Breakfast with the Bears. Zoo guests had a chance to view the decorated exhibit and enjoy the company of the bears, Cinnamon and Louie. Officials say the goal of the event was to fundraise for enrichment items for the bears and raise annual awareness. So you get to go out, have a little breakfast, and then watch the bears have their breakfast. I don't know why they had to have it out of a trash can, though. I guess it makes it more of a natural human food eating environment. Let's get a look at the forecast if anyone's eating outside today.
Yeah, and if you go to those bear dumps like one time with John Candy, just be very careful. They love those candy bars out there. So take a look at this live picture from our Valley Cam at Meadow Lakes. Blue skies this midday as we look down towards the valley floor. Plenty of sunshine. We're going to be right around 100 for the valley. Yeah, that's still hot, but it's much better than what we had to deal with over the weekend. If you're headed to any of the lakes, things are going to be very nice. Shaver in the 70s, 80s for Bass Lake, low 70s at Huntington. Temperatures tonight fairly nice for your fireworks celebrations. We're going to be in the 90s for the early half of the evening, and temperatures are going to be fairly warm still after our highs right around 100. But towards sunset tonight, we're going to be right around 80 degrees, or 90 degrees, I should say. There's going to be wind from the northwest close to 10 to 15 miles an hour, so that will keep things fairly cool. We're going to be in the upper 90s tomorrow, and we're going to have mid to upper 90s on Thursday. Cooler, more seasonal temperatures across central California, then low 90s Friday into Saturday. Upper 80s are possible. That's unusual for July. Of course, weather was pretty unusual in June in central California, so let's enjoy what we have, because last weekend was extremely hot. This weekend it's going to be a little cool for this time of year. We should be about 97 degrees for early to mid-July here, and of course, so we're going to warm up again next Monday here. And of course, I don't know if you remember last 4th of July, we were in the upper 80s. So
That's
a bit of a change. This is a normal 4th of July we've got going right here in Central California. So.
I just got so used to those 80s.
In June, yeah.
Yeah, in June. Yeah. Now July, we're up to the hundreds. Ruben, you know, we just had the giant, the 12-foot wide key lime pie. Yes. A lot of people, apple pie, maybe cherry pie on the 4th of July. What is your go-to pie?
Matter of fact, apple pie.
Apple pie.
I need to pick one up after work.
As American as apple pie. Yes. Okay, Ruben's bringing the apple pie.
And vanilla ice cream with it.
Okay, with that key lime pie I was talking, key limes are like this big.
Yeah.
So I just have to think about the juicing of these limes to get that many gallons of key lime juice.
A lot of work.
A lot of work. Too much work. Yeah. Too much work. Worth it for pie, though. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you all have a nice, safe 4th of July holiday. We'll see you tomorrow morning starting at 5 a.m.
Your Educator of the Week nominations helped KC24 honor outstanding educators who inspire Valley students. Their stories highlight the power of education. Congratulations to this year's deserving teachers. Education matters. KC24, local news that matters.
At Little Caesars, Bacon Wrapped is back. Get a hot and ready Bacon Wrapped